Welcome back for part 2 of Holy Thursday. We just got done with the Last Supper, and Jesus, Peter, James, and John are praying in the Garden of Gethsemane. After Jesus finds them asleep instead of praying, a crowd comes up, and it's led by Judas. This rock commemorates the kiss of death. The conversation between teacher and friend is, "Are you betraying the Son of Man with a kiss?" Peter gets worried and cuts off the ear of one of the guards, but Jesus heals him. So Jesus turns to the priests and the temple police and he asks them, "Why are you treating me like a criminal now, when for the past 4 days you did nothing when I was teaching at the temple?" But all of this happened so that what the prophets wrote in Isaiah would come true. Then all of Jesus' disciples left and ran away, and Peter followed from a distance. After Jesus had been arrested, he was led to the house of Caiaphas, the high priest. The nation's leaders and the teachers of the law of Moses were meeting there. This is the home of Caiaphas, the high priest, on Mount Zion. While in Caiaphas Court, Peter followed at a distance. 3 times he was asked if he was with Jesus, and he denied even knowing him each time to try to save himself. This is Caiaphas's bone box. He was the chief priest leading Jesus' trial and sentence, along with the nation's leaders and the teachers of the law of Moses. And they asked him, "Are you the Messiah?" And Jesus said, "You wouldn't believe me." And then they asked him if he was the Son of God. And he said, "You say I am." That was all they needed to hear. Such blasphemy was punishable by death. So they tied him up and they led him away to Pilate the governor. This is the Antonia Fortress where Pontius Pilate's office was located. This is the stone of Pontius Pilate. Think of it like a name tag on his door frame. There, Pilate continued questioning Jesus and found him innocent with some nudging from his wife who was having nightmares about Jesus. In the meantime, Judas learns that Jesus has been imprisoned and sentenced to death, and he was sorry. So he returned the money and he admitted his sin of betrayal of an innocent man. It was too late. He went out and he hung himself. The office of the prison of Jerusalem is now a Greek Orthodox convent over the prison of Christ. The governor's soldiers led Jesus into the dungeon. They went and got all of the other troops and started making fun of him. They stripped him down, they beat him, they spit on him. What you see here is a carved stone where the soldiers would play games and gamble for the prisoner's belongings. The Sisters of Zion Convent is over the dungeon and place of judgment by Pontius Pilate. So, instead of killing Jesus, Pilate orders him to be brutally beaten and flogged. In this dungeon, Jesus was whipped with leather straps embedded with metal, a sadistic torture tool designed to maximize pain by ripping flesh, exposing arteries and organs. Scholars say that he was whipped 39 times based on the book of Deuteronomy and the Jewish law that says nobody should be whipped more than 40 times. However, these were Roman soldiers. Standing in this sacred pit, we hear our pastor read to us how Pontius Pilate offered to set Jesus free. It was customary to set a prisoner free as a sign of peace with the Jews on Passover, but the crowd chose to release a murderer instead. They yelled, "Crucify him," and out of fear of revolt, Pilate caves, and the crowd and Caiaphas get their way. Our group stands in this sacred pit, reading events from the Gospels, and then we have a moment of silence while we meditate on what happened here and what comes at daybreak. It is a tragic day, but Holy Thursday had to happen. See you tomorrow to find out why Good Friday is so very good. Thanks for watching.